the rest of our panel will start with Jessica Vaughan, the Director of Policy Studies at CIS, who's become the nation's leading non-government expert on this nexus of immigration and local law enforcement. She authored a report that's out there on, based on a Freedom of Information Act request on how many convicted criminals in a certain period of time that had been released. It's not as though she requested this after Ms. Steinle's death and the Immigration Service immediately and willingly sent us this information. It was more a chance issue that this had been requested some time ago and came through at an unfortunately opportune time. After Jessica speaks, Dan Cadman will speak. He's a fellow at the center, 30-year veteran of INS and ICE, expert in not just the sort of mechanics of arresting people, but also in the policy aspects of the issue. Has worked sort of bottom and top in this issue of immigration enforcement. He has a couple of pieces of material out there, or at least the press releases on them. One on this explanation of the Detainers issue, and then one, an analysis of what is now called the Davis-Oliver Act. It was called the SAFE Act before, to tighten up immigration enforcement. By the way, Davis and Oliver are the two law enforcement people killed by an illegal alien who had been released by ICE in the recent past. And then, last but not least, Sheriff Chuck Jenkins will speak. He's the three times elected sheriff of Frederick County, Maryland, is a 25-year veteran of law enforcement and has been working on this issue of trying to get more effective cooperation between local and federal immigration authorities for quite a while and has become a national figure on this issue. So we'll start with Jessica, then Dan, then Sheriff Jenkins, and then we'll open it up to questions.